Welcome to About Mansfield, your audio newspaper. I'm Steve Casillo with the August 14th, 2024, 235th edition. Colleen Daniels, she's out there in Studio West, and we are here with the About Mansfield news team. Coming up, it's Mansfield news, talk, and information.
And a little later in the episode, you will have a chance to win a $25 gift card to a Mansfield restaurant of your choice with our Mansfield Trivia Question, courtesy of Joe Jenkins Insurance.
Let's take a look at the stories we're covering this week.
It's back to school time in Mansfield.
Retail alcohol sales coming to a November ballot. In a moment with the mayor.
Former middle school teacher receives life sentence.
Audio-video company to relocate headquarters to Mansfield.
Mansfield Activities Center offers cooling center during extreme heat.
And in the talk segment, I will conclude my in-studio interview with Doctor of Naturopathy, Michaela Jones. We are Mansfield's only source for news, talk, and information. This is About Mansfield.
Hey there, it's Luke from Cool Hand Electric. Are you tired of dealing with plugs or lights that just won't cooperate? Well, don't fret. Give us a call. Worried about power outages or surges damaging your precious electronics? We've got you covered. Whether it's a whole house generator or surge protection, our solution-oriented Cool Hands are ready to tailor the perfect option that suits your needs and budget. At Cool Hand Electric, excellence is still cool.
Cool Hand, Cool Hand, Cool Hand, where excellence is still cool.
This is Paul Duncan with Trinity Solar Services. That's right, solar. Back in the 1960s, NASA used solar cells in their space missions. But get this, the very first solar cells were actually invented back in 1883. Solar energy has made great strides over the past 140 years, but one theme remains constant: solar works. Solar panels are the MVPs of renewable energy. While reducing carbon emissions and taking a stand against climate change, solar panels can also help to greatly reduce your electric bill. Trinity Solar Services is your sun-powered solutions, and we want to deck out your home with top-notch Tier 1 panels without breaking the bank. Reach out to us today for a complimentary quote. Trinity Solar Services is a Mansfield-based company that's all about building relationships through good old-fashioned, family-owned business values. Find us online at trinitysolarservices.com. That's trinitysolarservices.com.
Navigating the ever-changing real estate market can be exhausting. At the Hornburg Real Estate Group at One West, our team of experts help make the most of your home selling goals. From the ability to bring buyers multiple cash offers, offer different ways to sell your home, and even offer pay-at-close vendors, we help you get top dollar. We have a robust marketing strategy to ensure you always have options to get your home sold in the way that makes the most sense for you. Each agent at the Hornburg Real Estate Group has been expertly trained and has years of experience behind them. Find out why our clients consistently rate us 5 stars year after year. Call or text us at 817-264-7087. Again, that's 817-264-7087. Or visit us online at homesbyhrg.com.
Hi, I'm Taronda Hillman, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to About Mansfield. This portion of the news is brought to you by the Grandview Event Center in Mansfield.
For many parents of school-aged kids, it's the most wonderful time of the year as the kiddos head back to school for another year of reading, writing, and arithmetic. Mansfield ISD has implemented a new guideline limiting student use of cell phones and other personal electronic communication devices while in the classroom. The new guidelines are designed to limit distractions and learning disruptions. All students in grades K through 6 will be required to keep their devices turned off and stored away during the school day, except for before and after school. All students in grades 7 through 12 will be required to keep their devices turned off and stored away during class periods. Campus principals will also have the discretion to allow cell phone use during passing periods and lunch. If a student uses a cell phone without authorization during the school day, the device will be confiscated. A parent, guardian, or student can then pick up the confiscated device from the office for a fee of $15.
And Colleen, all elementary and intermediate school and special ed students who use bus transportation to and from school will have a smart tag badge that they will scan when getting on and off the MISD school bus. The smart tag technology keeps track of which students are on a particular bus, when they board, when they exit, and where they exit. Families are kept in the loop through an app. Parents who drop off their kids at school are encouraged to help keep the car line moving by making sure your child is ready to exit the car before you reach the curb, keeping in mind that there may be dozens of moms and dads in line behind you. That goodbye hug and kiss or straightening of your kid's collar would be best suited in the parking lot instead of the drop-off line.
And finally, a reminder that the speed limit in a school zone before and after school is 20 miles per hour. The last person you want to meet during your morning or afternoon commute is Motorcycle Officer Chad Hovis. The Mansfield Police Department's traffic unit, including Officer Hovis, will be out in force, enforcing slower school zone speed limits. The officers will not only be monitoring your speed, but making sure that drivers obey stop signs attached to school buses, as well as making sure drivers are not using their cell phones.
The Mansfield City Council held a normally scheduled meeting on Monday evening, and as we do every other Tuesday, we call this a moment with the mayor. The following opinions of those of Michael Evans may not necessarily reflect those of the City Council. We say top of the morning, Michael Evans.
Top of the morning to you, sir. It's good to see you. I've been in COVID prison, man, and I'm breaking
sorry
out.
to hear that.
I'm breaking out. My
That
God.
give you a chance to catch up on the Olympics?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. Too much, so I tell you. But it was outstanding, buddy. Good
Yeah,
to
I
see you.
got my fill of track and field, and now it's all done. So.
It's all done, but it was great. The beginning was a little strange, but after that, it got all right. Lord help us.
Hey, let's get into the meeting. You started off with recognizing the heart and soul of the workforce.
Yes, sir. Our city council kicked off the meeting by recognizing our summer 2024 interns. And here's a good thing. These are future leaders. They made an impact on our organization this past season. And I tell you what, we have department heads who are happy that these young people came through and hoping that they will graduate from college and come back to work in Mansfield, because they are some outstanding students, hardworking individuals. It was great.
Awesome. And let's go back to the work session now, because I'm seeing things like budgets, homestead exemptions, jobs, infrastructure. It's all yours.
Let's talk budgets. Well, in the work session, we continued our fiscal year 2025 budget discussion. City manager presented a balanced budget once again, and that includes an increased homestead exemption, which it is at 16% now in regard to the homestead exemption. In the past 3 years, we've gone from 10% to 16% on our way to the 20% ceiling. That's as far as the state will allow us to go, but we did that. Also, good news, we have a proposed reduced tax rate at about right at about 64 cents, keeping in mind this is a reduction. 3 years ago, we were as high as 71 cents. Now we're at 64 cents. So we're feeling real good about that. We talked about 24 new citywide positions. Of those new citywide positions, 13 of those are police and fire. Again, recognizing that our city is growing, so we need more help in that area to maintain the levels of safety that we expect in Mansfield. $5.8 million in capital equipment. And that would be fire engines, ambulances, things of that nature, and more than $66 million in infrastructure improvements, sir. $66 million. So great work was done on the other night, and we hope to present this budget to the people. There will be more public meetings to go before the budget is adopted in September. But I tell you what, it looks like we're on a pretty good track here to continue to do great things in our city. One other thing regarding the budget, we want to give just kudos to our finance department, Troy Listina, and his entire team, because we continue to pay debt off early, a little over $10 million up to now, and we're hoping to even add to that. So hopefully by the end of this year, we'll be up to $15 million of early debt that will be paid off. So it was a good night last night regarding the budget.
Let's get into the consent agenda. I believe there were 5 items on there. And
yeah, we did approve the 5 items from the consent agenda, including construction contracts for sanitary and sewer, totaling about $5.4 million. We are continuing to enhance our contract with Frontier. We changed from Frontier to we changed from Republic rather to Frontier because we just got a better rate. As a matter of fact, it was highlighted on last night that the rates that Frontier is offering us this upcoming year is going to be almost half of what Republic was offering us. And again, we continue to retain the 2 days of service as opposed to 1 day. So we think we got a pretty good deal there. City Council also, we accepted the results of a local petition to have an election to consider the legalization of legal sale of all alcoholic beverages for off-premise consumption. This petition acquired the required amount of signatures and will appear on the November ballot. So that decision is in the hands of the people, and the public's going to decide whether this is what they want. So we'll see how that turns out. We also approved a contract with Core Construction to serve as the construction manager at risk for the new City Hall. New City Hall. We are excited for this new facility that will allow us to continue to deliver noteworthy essential services with our growing community. And I'm excited about the fact that we're hoping, and it looks like this building will open in 2026, sir. So,
wow, that's fast.
It is so fast. And we also approved a specific use permit for a drive-through at the northeast corner of US 287 and East Debbie Lane. So we're going to be opening up the drives from Saltgrass all the way back up toward Cooper Street or 157. And the plans are to bring a Bojangles restaurant
Bojangles.
Mr. Bojangles.
Yeah.
So Bojangles restaurant, sit down and also drive through. So that's what's going on. That's what took place in our meeting on the other night. And you know what, Steve, if people would like to see the entire meeting, they just need to visit mansfieldtexas.gov and they'll see it all.
And you adjourned a little after 7 o'clock.
We adjourned a little after 7 o'clock, but once again, we began meetings as early as noon, so we got the work in, my friend.
The city's still out trying to save us money.
We're trying to do the best we can.
That is a moment with the mayor. That is Mayor Michael Evans. And Mr. Mayor, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
By God's grace, I'll see you then.
A new company headquarters is set to rise alongside a burgeoning 72-acre film industry development. Audiovisual, theatrical lighting, and rigging specialist Infinity Sound Limited is constructing a 23,000-square-foot facility on Easy Drive in the industrial part of Mansfield, just south of downtown. This move will follow the company's relocation from Grand Prairie, driven by significant growth. Infinity Sound serves a wide range of clients across Texas, from municipalities to various indoor and outdoor venues. Their largest footprint in Mansfield is the sound and lighting system for the Center for the Performing Arts on Debbie Lane. The rapid expansion of the company necessitated the new headquarters, which plans to grow the team to over 100 employees. The Mansfield City Council approved a $200,000 grant under an economic development agreement. Infinity Sound is required to maintain a workforce of at least 55 employees and invest a minimum of $3.6 million into the building. Construction is slated to begin in the spring of 2025 at an estimated cost of $4 million for the new building. Occupancy is expected by the end of 2026. The new headquarters will be adjacent to Super Studio USA's planned 72-acre film studio, a project anticipated to generate 2,000 jobs and cost approximately $70 million. The development will also include sound stages, mill spaces, hotels, restaurants, coffee shops, and retail areas to support film and production crews. Infinity Sound is among several companies expressing interest in supporting the Super Studio's development, according to Mansfield Economic Development Corporation Executive Director Jason Moore. Inquiries have come from film producers as well as mill shops, which handle carpentry and building structures for film sets.
The City of Mansfield has expanded seating at the Mansfield Activities Center to operate as a dedicated cooling center to serve those who need a place to escape high temperatures during a forecasted heat advisory. Community members can seek reprieve from 100-plus degree temperatures at 106 South Wisteria Street. Regularly scheduled programming will continue to use the space as normal. Dates and times of operation of the cooling center are subject to change based on temperatures and demand. The Mansfield Activities Center is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. While the center serves as the city's official cooling center, other air-conditioned city facilities, such as the Mansfield Public Library and City Hall, are open to the public during the following normal hours. Mansfield Public Library is open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Tuesday and Thursday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mansfield City Hall is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mansfield Fire and Emergency Services also remind community members to be proactive for extreme summer temperatures. The 7-day forecast shows every day this week will have a high temperature over 100 degrees, including Sunday, with a high of 105 and a feels-like temperature of close to 110 degrees.
The start of school brings the start of high school football, and we'll talk about it because sports is next.
Are you ready to create unforgettable memories? Picture this: an enchanting event venue nestled amidst breathtaking landscapes with panoramic views right here in Mansfield. The Grandview Event Center is the perfect setting to bring your vision to life. From intimate gatherings to large-scale extravaganzas, the Grandview has flexible spaces to accommodate any occasion, be it a graduation or school function, art exhibition, or birthday or anniversary party. Book your next unforgettable experience at thegrandviewmansfield.com. That's thegrandviewmansfield.com. The Grandview Event Center, where memories are made and dreams become reality. Book your event today.
I'm Philip Washington, Chief Investment Officer of Stonehill Wealth Management and host of the Wealth Building Made Simple podcast. First book I read in college was Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it changed my life. And since then, I've read tons and tons of books on money. And what I've done is taken those lessons, simplified them, and I talk about those lessons on my podcast, Wealth Building Made Simple. So come hang out with us. We're on every major platform, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on YouTube, Wealth Building Made Simple.
At Methodist Mansfield Medical Center, we've been caring for our home team for over 15 years. Today, you'll find award-winning physicians on the medical staff, advanced neurosurgery, a level 3 trauma center, critical care for newborns, and comprehensive orthopedic care. Methodist Mansfield, delivering the care our friends, neighbors, and home team depend on. That's community, and why so many people trust Methodist.
In sports, school has begun, which means the 10-game 2024 high school football season is among us. Opening weekend for football is just 2 weeks away, and it's not too early to start marking your calendar. Starting with Thursday, August 29th, Timberview takes on Dallas Kimball at Newsom Stadium. Friday Night Lights, August 30th. Lake Ridge goes head-to-head with Frisco Reedy at Newsom. Summit hits the road to Louisville. Legacy plays Justin Northwest at R.L. Anderson, while your Mansfield Tigers head east to Mesquite. All games start at 7 p.m. We have posted a PDF schedule of all 5 high schools suitable for printing and posting on your refrigerator. You can find it on our website, aboutmansfield.com. Just click on the links tab. If you have a comment about the show, the news, whatever's on your mind locally, the good, the bad, the ugly, doesn't matter. You can reach us by voicemail at 817-435-2938. Again, 817-435-2938. AM235-2938. By the way, if you listen to About Mansfield on Apple Podcasts, if you don't mind, please take a few seconds and leave us a 5-star review. The higher our ranking, the easier it will be for future listeners to find our podcast. We appreciate it, and we thank you. This coming Friday, August 15th, is National Roller Coaster Day, the day that commemorates the first vertical loop roller coaster, which was patented by Edwin Prescott in 1898. It also recognizes the first U.S. patent for a wooden roller coaster, which was granted in 1878. Smithsonian Magazine has compiled 14 fun facts about roller coasters. We don't have time to go through all 14, but the most interesting ones that I think include the American roller coaster was invented to save America from Satan. It may be hard to believe, but roller coasters named Daredevil Dive, Steel Vengeance, and The Beast, but the rides were initially developed as a distraction from Satan's temptations. At 465 feet, the tallest roller coaster in the world is in Jackson, New Jersey. The Kingda Ka roller coaster at Six Flags, just 20 miles away from the Jersey Shore, goes from 0 to 128 miles per hour in only 3.5 seconds in order to speed you up the rails 45 stories high at a 90-degree angle. The rest of the ride is a spiraling 50.6 second blur. And if height isn't your thing, the fastest roller coaster tops out at 149 miles per hour. The Formula Rossa roller coaster at Ferrari World Abu Dhabi goes from 0 to 149 miles per hour in just 4.9 seconds. You'll peak out at a maximum height of 170 feet and get an adrenaline rush worth 4.8 Gs. It'll leave you feeling like a race car driver or sick to your stomach. To see the entire list of fun facts about roller coasters, visit SmithsonianMag.com.
Coming up after the break, we turn the page to the features section.
Are you ready to dive into the exciting world of motherhood, parenting, and having fun? Then our Mother Baby Expo is for you. I'm Angel Biasatti, and you're listening to Methodist Mansfield News to Know.
What's happening in the Mansfield housing market? I'm Angela Hornburg, and we'll talk about it in the Mansfield Real Estate Update.
In this week's Cocktail of the Week, imagine a drink that's as bubbly as the class valedictorian on graduation day, but with a kick that'll make you feel like you just aced a pop quiz in quantum physics.
We are Mansfield's only source for news, talk, and information. I'm Colleen Daniel, and this is About Mansfield.
This portion of the news was brought to you by the Grandview Event Center in Mansfield.
Hey there, it's Luke from Cool Hand Electric. Are you tired of dealing with plugs or lights that just won't cooperate? Well, don't fret. Give us a call. Worried about power outages or surges damaging your precious electronics? We've got you covered. Whether it's a whole house generator or surge protection, our solution-oriented Cool Hands are ready to tailor the perfect option that suits your needs and budget. At Cool Hand Electric, excellence is still cool.
Cool hand, cool hand, cool hand, where excellence is still cool.
Hey, it's Steve Casillo, and are you ready to make your voice heard? Want to bring out your ideas to life through captivating conversations and engaging visuals? Look no further than Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio, your one-stop destination for award-winning audio and video podcast recording. Equipped with cutting-edge microphones, crystal clear audio recording, and high-definition cameras, we're here to turn your ideas into engrossing content. But it's not just about the equipment. We're dedicated to bringing out the best in your content. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, we're here to elevate your podcasting game. We'll even help you with intro music, transitions, voiceover, and that professional polish that sets your podcast apart. So whether you're into interviews, storytelling, or simply sharing your expertise, Podcast Mansfield can help bring your podcasting dreams to life. Visit podcastmansfield.com. Podcast Mansfield, where creating your podcast masterpiece has never been easier.
Congratulations to Vince Turner, who knew that Thelma Louise Jones was an MISD teacher and principal for 49 years, and the school named in her honor is located at 7650 South Watson Road. When we come back, this week's trivia question. This is About Mansfield.
Hi, this is Joe Jenkins with Joe Jenkins Farmers Insurance, specializing in auto, home, commercial, and life insurance. I was born and raised here in Mansfield, Texas. We're active in the community, and Mansfield's a town we really care about. Our office has over 30 years' experience in the insurance industry, and we're passionate about what we do and about customer service. For a free quote, please visit our website at joejenkinsinsurance.com or give us a call at 817-472-6058. Once again, that website is joejenkinsinsurance.com.
It is time right here, right now for the highly coveted, wildly popular About Mansfield Trivia Question. If you are the first person to email the correct answer to trivia@aboutmansfield.com, you will receive a $25 gift card to a Mansfield restaurant of your choice. It's brought to you by Joe Jenkins Insurance. Whether you're looking for homeowners, auto, commercial, or any other type of insurance, Joe has helped Mansfield area residents understand the insurance coverage that best fit their needs since 2010. You can find him on the internet at joejenkinsinsurance.com. And I've mentioned this before, not everyone wins on a Wednesday. So if you're listening on Thursday, Friday, or whenever, give it a shot. You might be taking home a $25 restaurant gift card. Colleen, it's your turn.
Well, Steve, the year was 1917, and Mansfield had an electricity problem. This week's question is, who received a 50-year franchise from City Council in 1917 to establish the city's first electric plant? Email your answer to trivia@aboutmansfield.com. Again, who received a 50-year franchise from City Council in 1917 to establish the city's first electric plant? Good luck, and thanks to Joe Jenkins Insurance for the gift card.
Hello, I'm Constable Sandra Lee, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to About Mansfield, your audio newspaper. Let's open up the features section. Angel Biasatti is here to dive into the exciting world of parenting in Methodist Mansfield News to Know. Angel?
Mark your calendar for Saturday, September 14th from 10 to 2 at the hospital. Join moms for a morning packed with information, activities designed to make your life easier and healthier. Today, I'm thrilled to have Alicia Amelia, perinatal educator and lactation coordinator, here to tell us more about the Mother Baby Expo. Welcome, Alicia.
Thanks, Angel. Our free Mother Baby Expo brings together health experts, programs, and products that cater to all moms and babies. Our dynamic expo is designed for everyone involving and raising a child, even grandparents. We'll have a live maternity fashion show, a Q&A session for new moms. We'll have local shopping that supports our small businesses, food trucks. Kendra Scott will be there. We'll also have swag bags for the first 200 people and wonderful door prizes throughout the event. We will also offer educational sessions on safe sleep, infant bathing, lactation, blood pressure concerns and pregnancy, and car seat safety. It's a fantastic opportunity to learn, shop, and have fun all in one place.
That sounds amazing, Alicia. So join us on Saturday, September 14th from 10 to 2 at Methodist Mansfield Medical Center for an experience that will help you become a supermom. To register for the Mother Baby Expo, visit methodisthealthsystem.org/events. Invite your mom friends for a family-friendly day at Methodist Mansfield Medical Center. Until next time, this is Angel Biasatti for the About Mansfield podcast.
Realtor Angela Hornburg talks about what's happening in the Mansfield real estate market in the Mansfield Real Estate Market Update. Angela?
Let's discuss new construction home sales first. Average sales price of new construction homes was at $589,990. So let's call it $589,000. That is up 1% year over year. It is a little down from our numbers last month. The fluctuations on new home prices is to be expected as we near the end of the year, and builders will start to work to clear out inventory prior to the end of the year. What does this mean for folks who are thinking about purchasing a new home? This means that it's a great time to be able to purchase your new home with a contingency on getting your home sold first. You can also take advantage of incentives that builders are offering. I will say that it's a little known fact that builders will offer additional incentives to agents on houses. So be sure to call your favorite realtor to help negotiate your contract and represent your best interest. Many builders are also still offering below market rates that are fixed to help buyers make the move. This past week, I saw 4.99% as a repetitive rate that builders were offering to buyers. For the existing home market, the average sales price in Mansfield was down to $425,000. With the oversupply of inventory to available buyers, you will see some fluctuations in sales prices as the sellers who are motivated to move will be more willing to negotiate to meet their timelines. There are a lot of housing options that are not seeing lowered sales prices. For example, an updated and fully renovated pool home in Mansfield is still seeing a month-over-month and year-over-year increase. But homes that need items or don't have anything special about them have to make themselves stand out with either the price, location, and condition. We all know that you can't move the location, and if the condition is as is, the only item that can be affected is the price, which is where we are seeing the down movement this month. So what does all of this mean? The market is steadily moving, and we will continue to see steady movement now through the end of the year. This week, interest rates dropped, which will cause some folks to re-enter the market and create additional movement. With lower rates, skilled buyers agents can negotiate rate buydowns in addition to the lower rates. And with improved pricing options and many housing options, this could be the recipe for buying into a lot of future equity. We currently have 4.8 months of inventory on hand, which is up significantly from last month. It is up year over year. 4.8 months of inventory is leading to a balanced market and buyer-focused market in that there is more inventory than we have available buyers. That makes for a competitive landscape for listings and sellers. The average days on market continue to remain steady at 30 to 80 days on market, depending on the housing product. That means that less than 10% of homeowners are selling their homes in the first 7 days. The ones who are selling their homes in the first 7 days are choosing to price it well for the location and condition, as there are buyers in the market waiting in the wings for the right house. The overall outlook is bright for the Mansfield market as it continues to provide both a great temperature to sell in, as well as provides many options for folks wanting to purchase a home, with more available offerings than ever before. We have Ladera, an active adult community, as well as several new townhouse projects selling low-maintenance houses, as well as the single-family home market, where you can find a wide variety of floor plans, finishes, and community amenities. Reporting for the About Mansfield podcast, I am Angela Hornburg, broker with One West Real Estate.
Shaken or stirred, you know it's going to be good, as Professor Brian Certain captures the essence of scholarly success in the cocktail of the week. Brian.
This week's cocktail of the week is the Honor Roll Highball. The Honor Roll Highball is a delightful twist on the classic whiskey highball and has become, like last week, a favorite among educators, parents, and anyone looking to celebrate academic achievements. This cocktail captures the essence of scholarly success while offering a grown-up way to toast the start of a new year. While the Honor Roll Highball does not have centuries of history behind it, it's a modern creation that cleverly plays on the traditional highball format. The cocktail likely emerged in the last decade as part of the trend of creating themed drinks for various occasions. Its inventor, probably a mixologist with fond memories of school achievements, or perhaps a lingering anxiety dreams of pop quizzes, saw it as an opportunity to blend the simplicity of a highball with the pride of academic achievement. But what makes this a perfect back-to-school cocktail? Number one, it's refreshing. Two, it's celebratory. Its effervescence mirrors the excitement of academic success. It's customizable, it's sophisticated, and it's a conversation starter. But don't worry about taking notes. I'll be giving out the ingredients and instructions and always posting them on bourbongospel.com. So what do we need to make this beautiful cocktail? 2 ounces of bourbon, a half ounce of freshly squeezed lemon juice, a half ounce of honey syrup. So instead of simple syrup, you make it with equal parts honey and water, 2 to 3 ounces of club soda, 2 to 3 fresh berries, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, whatever berry suits your fancy. You need ice and a lemon wheel and additional berries for garnish. How do we make this cocktail? In a highball glass, muddle the fresh berries gently, Fill the glass with ice, add the whiskey, lemon juice, and honey syrup to the glass, and then stir gently to combine the ingredients. Then top with club soda. Garnish with a lemon wheel and a few fresh berries. The Honor Roll Highball embodies the spirit of academic achievement in every sip. The whiskey base represents the strength and character developed through study and perseverance. The honey syrup symbolizes the sweetness of success, while the lemon juice often adds a tart note, reminding us that the path to excellence isn't always easy. The muddled berries bring a burst of freshness like new ideas in the classroom, and while the effervescent club soda represents the bubbly excitement of reaching one's goals. Remember, like academic success, this cocktail is best enjoyed responsibly and in moderation. It is not meant for consumption on school grounds or during school hours, but rather as a celebratory toast to the pursuit of knowledge and the joy of achievement. But I'm always open to hear your take and your input. You can reach me at brian@bourbongospel.com. And until next week, as Mark Twain said, too much of anything is bad, but too much whiskey is barely enough. Reporting for the About Mansfield podcast, I'm Brian Certain.
We're back in 60 seconds with the conclusion of Steve's interview with Dr. Michaela Jones.
Imagine a city where innovation knows no bounds, where dreams take flight, and the future unfolds before your very eyes. Welcome to Mansfield, a beacon of growth and a testament to vision. In the heart of Mansfield, a remarkable transformation is underway. But it's not just about the physical landscape. It's about the spirit that drives us forward. A spirit of collaboration that bridges cultures, a spirit of entrepreneurship that fuels prosperity, and a spirit of community that binds us as one. Mansfield is more than just a place. It's a canvas where diversity paints the picture of progress. From art festivals that ignite creativity to tech hubs that redefine boundaries, this city celebrates every voice, every passion. Mansfield, where growth knows no limits and the vision is limitless. Brought to you by the unstoppable spirit of the Mansfield Economic Development Corporation.
Hi, I'm Corinne Fiagami, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to another segment of About Mansfield. I'm Steve Casillo as we make the transition from news to talk. And today we present the conclusion, part 2, of our interview with Doctor of Naturopathy, Michaela Jones. Let's get healthy, y'all. Enjoy. And as a result of all this, you wrote a book.
I did. Which is, ironically, it's not like a book on, health and wellness.
Right,
itself.
It's not a self-help book.
Right.
Actually,
it is. But it's a portion of it. Yeah.
And you mentioned that you specialize in inflammatory. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that my favorite anti-inflammatory recipes is the name of your book.
Yes.
And we're going to dig deep into this because you mentioned you practice what you preach.
Yes.
And so in here, I'm as I was gazing through or perusing through the table of contents, I'm not seeing the Texas typical biscuits and gravy is not in here. Brisket's not in here. And the table of contents, spices and seasonings, dressings, sauces, dips and spreads, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, breads, bakes, and something sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you write this book?
There are multiple reasons why. Okay, first I'll go back to the whole mental state and emotionals of this. And this is born out of the years of working with my clients and them feeling deprived because we're trying to get their health back on track and they're missing their favorite foods. And it takes a toll on the emotional state because they're sad, they're depressed, and everything. So this actually, on one hand, speaks to the emotional aspects of food because food not only nourishes the body, it nourishes the soul as well. And we tend to be happier when we can eat foods that we like.
Sure.
And if you're trying to make changes for your physical health, it's easier to do it if the food tastes good. So,
and you know what? And changing your diet is, even if it's slightly, is not a bad thing.
Right.
10 years ago, I was not a big vegetable eater.
Yeah.
but my wife, and you know what? My wife introduced me to cauliflower pizza, which we actually had last night. And you know what? It's now a staple in our home because it's no big deal.
Yeah.
People think, ooh, cauliflower crust. Wait a second. No. Or cauliflower rice because and now we make that at home. We'll buy it comes in a bushel or a head of cauliflower, and we just throw it in the blender.
Yeah.
And then fry it up.
Yeah.
That we are trying to be more mindful within the last, 5 years. And so I'm looking at the main dishes here, and there are a lot of things in here that we eat.
Yeah.
The one thing that surprised me is, and you had mentioned this before we started recording, that this is, again, based on what can your clients eat.
Right.
There is carne asada in here, which makes me very, very happy because my wife being a Latina,
right.
Carne asada is a staple in our house as well, but also a staple in our house because she enjoys it. She would probably enjoy the tofu balls.
Yes. That's actually one of my favorites. I love the tofu balls. I make those ahead of time and I will stick them in my refrigerator, and you can take them out and warm them up with some sort of sauce or whatever, or sometimes I just eat them straight out of the refrigerator, for snacks. So yeah, that's actually one of my favorites.
Describe what a tofu ball is and how do you make it?
Well, tofu ball in a nutshell is basically you're taking super firm. I like to use super firm tofu because it gives you the best texture. So it's close to like a meat-like substance, but I'm also of the mindset, if you're going to eat vegetables. Don't try to make it taste like meat because that kind of defeats the purpose because you're adding all this kind of stuff to make it taste like meat. It's just accept it for what it is.
Like the fake hamburgers.
Exactly. It's like the fake hamburgers. Honestly, most of those have so much extra fillers and extra stuff in it that it's just eat the burger. Okay? Yeah. So,
without the bun.
Right. So basically the tofu balls is like super firm tofu with some extra stuff. And I use flake quinoa as kind of the binder portion of it, which also adds more protein to it.
Sure.
And, and some seasoning, some spices, and you put them in a ball and stick them in the oven, and, you can throw them in the air fryer, or I make them in my toaster oven. So, and the thing is I wrote this book in a way that is to encourage people to try different things, but then change them up and make them your own. So this was meant to inspire people to eat healthier and to try different ways of cooking things. That's why, it's broken up the way that it is with, okay, here's some different spices that you can do. Because a lot of spices that you'll find in the store sometimes have a lot of fillers, or they have sugar and all that kind of stuff in it. Here's some spices that you can try. Here's some different sauces. It's like mix and match, just find something you like, make notes in there. That's the reason why I also did it in this format too. So people can, while I like this better or I like this better, it's like change it up, make it your own. Because that's what's going to allow you to keep eating that healthy food and keep eating the stuff that's going to nourish not only your body, but also your soul. So,
looking down the list of the spices and seasonings, you've got Cajun seasoning, Italian seasoning, Mexican, everything seasoning.
Yeah.
Herbed poultry rub, steak rub seasoning. So there's a little bit for everyone. And instead of going to your local grocery store and buying the Cajun seasoning, which is probably 50% salt and everything else then added to it, this is more of a healthy way.
For those of you who may know me from the farmer's market, these are the blends that I used to sell.
Ah.
So you're getting some of my secrets.
Interesting. And we make our own seasonings at home as well. There was a chef that used to have a TV show, and he published a book. Mm-hmm. It was like, oh, I can now go bam on my own. Yeah. And that's right. And it was his seasoning that I absolutely loved. And then dressings and marinades. Mm-hmm. Same thing. We do one of Maria's favorite salad dressings really is just lemon juice and olive oil.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe some little spices like Italian seasoning.
Yeah.
Instead of whatever is in, again, the store-bought.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's so easy to make, and you can make it fresh at home and you get more nutrients out of it. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I want to encourage people to do with this.
Lemon vinaigrette, Greek salad dressing, yogurt ranch. Did you know that ranch is the most popular dressing
I did.
in the country? I don't understand that, but I'm not from around here. So cilantro lime dressing. And then, oh my gosh, about 10 different marinades, fajita marinade, garlic marinade, lemon herb, soy, teriyaki, maple Dijon.
Marinades are a great way to impart flavor into your food without having to add a bunch of stuff to it.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why that's in there. So,
where can I buy this book? That's the important part.
Well, right now you can get it off of my website, which is livingnaturallyforlife.com/myfavorite-book.
livingnaturallyforlife.com. And on there you can find my favorite anti-inflammatory recipes.
Yes.
By Michaela Jones, ND. And sauces and condiments. You've got your own ketchup on here.
I do.
And how does that compare to, say, Whataburger's spicy ketchup?
Well, one of the reasons why I put the ketchup in there is I make my own too, because most ketchup that you're going to find in the store is laden with sugar and or high fructose corn syrup.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know a lot of people like ketchup, and I prefer for them not to eat all that sugar. Since I've been doing so much work, particularly in the chronic inflammation realm, one of the biggest culprits is sugar.
Oh yeah.
Sugar feeds.
Processed sugar, raw sugar, all sugar?
Well, I'm not necessarily opposed to some natural sugars in moderation, but that's the key, in moderation. We as a society tend to not be very moderate when it comes to sugar. But if you have a health condition though, which is what I have been dealing with, most of the times, most people would benefit from cutting out the sugar.
Yeah.
If not, at least for a short period of time to get your health back on track. If not, for the long term. So, but sugar is one of the biggest culprits. So a lot of the recipes in there are also going to be sugar-free, particularly in the sweet section. They're all sugar-free for that particular reason.
Oh, let me go to the sweet section. Here it's in the back. Okay, kids, do not gross out on this, but because I think it actually sounds pretty good. Zucchini brownies.
Zucchini brownies are the bomb.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you would think it sounds gross, but when I used to do the market, zucchini bread was actually one of my top sellers.
Oh, okay.
Whenever I made zucchini bread, and I would get like the really good zucchini from the farmers that would come to the market,
right.
Zucchini bread was like top seller. So you wouldn't think, oh, vegetables in bread, because zucchini actually works very well for that. So, and when you add the cocoa powder, it's like you don't really taste the zucchini, but zucchini adds nutrients, but it also adds a lot of moisture as well. So if you like those super moist brownies, yeah, the zucchini brownies are really good.
I love brownies. Okay. Almond cookies and quinoa cookies. So again, for the non-health nuts out there, it's going to be okay.
It is. It is.
Almond blondies, pound cake, and coconut mug cake. What is a mug cake? Oh, wait. Comes in a coffee mug.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You cook it in the microwave. If you need something really quick to eat, you can have it in 30 seconds. Now, I know a lot of natural health people will tell you, don't put anything in the microwave because it ruins nutrients. But here's my take on it, though. I'd rather you put it in the microwave and eat something really quickly and be able to have something that you can eat in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
than for you to go and grab ice cream out of the freezer or
you're killing me.
Eat all kinds of other junk food. Okay.
I had Bluebell last night. Am I going to be all right?
You're going to be all right.
Because it's moderation.
Yeah. I'm about balance. Life is about balance.
Okay.
So, while cooking in the microwave, can reduce some of the nutrients. Okay. If you're going after something sweet, you don't really care about the nutrients anyway. So let's just go ahead and do it in the microwave. You can have something in 2 minutes that you can, take the edge off that sweet tooth and be able to go on with your life before you scarf down a whole carton of ice cream.
Okay. So if I have in moderation 2 scoops of Bluebell a day as opposed to 4 scoops of Bluebell a day, is that moderation?
It's better. Okay, here's my philosophy, and I tell this to my clients a lot. Something is better than nothing.
Yes. Now, I do got to say, baked peaches, I barbecue peaches.
And I love baked peaches and barbecue. Grilled peaches grilled peaches are really good. When you grill them, they get even sweeter. So, yeah.
Grilled fruit. I started, the first time I grilled a fruit, it was a strawberry. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, which releases those natural sugars.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine had turned me on to a recipe. He calls it a very decadent Neapolitan ice cream. Mm-hmm. And if you remember, to the listeners, if you remember, Neapolitan is strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate.
Right.
Okay. So you take a high-end vanilla ice cream like a Haagen-Dazs or something, and then you grill the strawberries, and then you try to find a high-end type of chocolate syrup, and that is the decadent version of Neapolitan ice cream. And so the first time I had ever grilled strawberries, I was like, oh my gosh. And then so that led to grilling peaches and all kinds of other fruits.
But grilled pineapple is also really good.
I was going to say, yes. And I had pineapple for lunch today.
Yeah.
Or with my lunch.
And pineapple's really good too for your digestive system because it has a lot of really good enzymes in it.
Interesting. My favorite anti-inflammatory recipes. It's by Michaela Jones. And again, the website is
livingnaturallyforlife.com.
livingnaturallyforlife.com. Now, in addition to being a former computer geek and a current naturopathy doctor, ND, you also host a radio show.
I do.
Tell me about this radio show.
My radio show is called Living Naturally with Michaela, and it's on News for the Soul Radio. And it's basically just me talking about all things health and wellness. I usually will have guests on from different areas of the wellness industry or not, because it's really open-ended. And again, life is about balance. So it's body, mind, and soul. So sometimes, we might be talking about nutrition. Sometimes we might be talking about, what does it take to be happy? My last guest, actually, we talked about, finding your true happiness, because she used to be, a wellness coach herself and decided one day that she was going to sell her house, pack up, and go live in an RV. So she's been traveling. She's been traveling around, taking photos and everything. But she's like happier than she's ever been. So so now talk about grief. So it's just different things, but it's all can come back in some way to being overall in a good place in life. So.
And if someone wanted to listen to this radio show, is it on terrestrial radio or do I have to go on streaming on the internet?
It streams on the internet on News for the Soul Radio.
News for the Soul.
And actually my time slot just changed. So I am now on the fourth Wednesday. We switched from Wednesdays to Friday. I'm on the fourth Friday of the month at 1 p.m. Central on News for the Soul Radio. But you can also find the archives for the past shows on livingnaturallymichaela.com.
You pronounce it Michaela.
Michaela, yeah.
And I've been calling you for years.
It's okay. I answer. As long as you don't call me stupid, I'm okay.
No, or late for dinner.
Yeah, don't call me late for dinner.
But it's spelled, again, for the listeners so that they know how to look you up. Michaela is just like Michael with an A, or, Michaela. Michaela.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that Hawaiian? It sounds...
It's actually Portuguese.
Okay. That's close.
Yeah.
It's, like halfway around the world.
Yeah.
It's Portuguese.
But you can pronounce it the Mexican way too, Steve.
Michaela. Give the website again for the book.
It's livingnaturallyforlife.com.
Give the website again for the radio show.
livingnaturallywithmichaela.com.
Do you have any final words for our listeners out there besides go out and get healthy?
My final words would be that health and wellness is a journey, not a destination.
Yeah.
We all have our own journey we have to travel. There's no one way to do it. But I encourage people to enjoy their journey as they go. And the best way to be able to enjoy their journey is to be as healthy as they possibly can so they can enjoy those pit stops along the way.
There was a sign, and usually this is the part where you just say, "Great, thanks for being on the show." But I gotta put this in there. There was a sign, one of these self-improvement type signs that you see in doctors' offices, and this actually happened to be in a chiropractor's office, where it said, "The person who eats healthy is considered weird, and yet extracting a vein from your thigh and inserting it in your heart is normal."
Yeah.
And it really gets you thinking that, wait, maybe quinoa is not such a bad thing, which is going to prevent me from having to extract a vein from my thigh to put it in my heart.
Yeah.
That may have been one of the reasons why I started liking vegetables.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I was once asked what was the biggest misconception about chronic inflammation, since that's like one of my specialties. And the biggest misconception is that that's normal. People think that's normal. It's like, oh, it just comes with age. It's supposed to be inflamed. You're not. Inflammation is a good thing when you need it, but it's not supposed to continue. Inflammation is the body's way of healing itself. Remember, the body can heal itself.
Right.
When we give it the right nourishment, the right tools. Okay. Inflammation is built for the body to heal itself. It's supposed to do the job and then go away. It's when it hangs around after it's did its job that it becomes a problem.
Hangs around means it's chronic.
Yeah, hang around means it's chronic. Yeah.
And that's what you deal with.
That's what I deal with. Yeah. I say it's kind of like, when you're constructing a house, it's like you bring all the bricks and all this kind of stuff, to the job site and you build the house. But then now you have all of this bricks and stuff that are laying around that you didn't use. So what do you do with it? It was, meant to be used to build this house.
What do you do with it?
What do you do with it?
Throw it in the garage until you need a new brick.
And so now it's there, it's in the yard, and you can't do anything, because the workers left it all behind, and it's like you're tripping over it, you're falling, and so
that's true. We never even got into exercise, and there are probably some other areas that we've never gotten into. So, will you agree to come back and we'll talk more health?
Absolutely.
Because
absolutely. I'd love to.
I'm sure our listeners out there are getting ready to pick up the 15-pound dumbbells and start doing curls. Michaela, thank you very much.
You can still call me Michaela. That's fine. I answer.
It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Well, thank you. It was a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
Coming up next week on About Mansfield, we will talk in studio with yet another wonderful Mansfield citizen. You'll just have to tune in to find out who it is. In the meantime, this is the place where you'll hear the latest Mansfield news, talk, and information. Until then, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share, love, support this podcast if you haven't already, so you never miss an episode. It's free and it's easy. Head on over to our website, aboutmansfield.com. Enter your email address right there on the homepage. We will never send you any spam. We promise.
About Mansfield is recorded at Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio. Hosts Steve Casillo and Colleen Daniel. Moment with the Mayor feature, Michael Evans. Methodist Mansfield News to Know, Angel Biasatti. Mansfield Real Estate Market Update, Angela Hornburg. Cultural Arts Calendar, Tim Roberts. Cocktail of the Week, Brian Certain. Post-production, editing, mixing, and mastering, Steve Casillo and Andrew Miner.
This podcast is copyrighted by Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this podcast without written consent is prohibited. We thank you all for listening. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Steve Casillo, and this is About Mansfield.